Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and joining us tonight from the Terrebonne Parish School District are Cheryl DeGrees, the Supervisor of Federal Programs, and Michelle Olson, the Pre-K Coordinator. Today's show, we will discuss the public pre-K program in the district. All information that we discuss is available on www.tpsd.org, and translation services are available by calling 985-879-6400. I want to thank you for joining us tonight on the show. I know that pre-K registration has begun in the district, and we are going to go over some of the frequently asked questions that parents may need answers to. One of the biggest things is when and where can a parent or a legal guardian apply for pre-K for the next school year?
Well, our applications have already gone out, so we encourage all families to apply now if they haven't already. Only a parent or a legal guardian can complete the application. The applications can be found at any elementary school in the district, as well as our office, which is West Park Annex, 7573 Park Avenue, or you can go to tpsd.org to download the link. That would be tpsd.org. Then you go to Department, Early Childhood and Pre-K, and you can get the link for that application. Once you have a completed application packet, that packet can be dropped off at any elementary school, preferably the one that your child would attend, or it could be dropped off at our office, again, West Park Avenue, 7573 Park Avenue. Only completed applications will be reviewed for acceptance, so please ensure that the packet is signed by a parent or guardian and all the required documentation is attached.
And speaking of documentation, what does a parent need to apply?
When applying for a spot in pre-K, parents would need to provide proof of domicile or address, proof of where they live, a child's birth certificate, and the child must be 4 years old before September 30th of the current school year. So that's this year, they have to be turning 4. A child's social security card, their current immunization or shot record, and then proof of income for all of the adults that are living in that child's house.
And what do we consider proof of domicile?
Proof of domicile or address. If you are a homeowner, you would need 2 of the following: a current gas bill or electric bill or water bill. You can turn in also your driver's license if it would have the current address on there. If you're renting, we need a copy of your rent or lease agreement along with one of those utility bills. And if you are living with someone, so let's say your utilities are not in your name, if this is the case, then you would need to go with that person to a local notary and testify to them that you are living with that person, and they will get an affidavit signed and include that with the utility bill in that person's name.
And I know you mentioned income as well. How can a parent provide the proof of income?
Proof of income, all of these are listed on the website and on the application packet, just in case anybody doesn't have a PIN currently right now. But proof of income would be 2 current consecutive check stub for any adult that's living in that household. If you are participating, the child is participating in the food stamp or SNAP program, we can get a copy of those case details. And if the parent or the adults in the house are not full-time, if they receive cash payments, or if they are unemployed, we have certain forms on the website that the parent can download and have those filled out as proof of income. There is also a sheet or a form for someone who is not receiving income. We cannot accept just no income. There has to be someone in that house that is, providing for the family. So if there are questions about that, they can call our office and we can direct them on how to provide proof of income if it's not a typical situation.
And are parents allowed to request special permission?
Yes, Parents are allowed to request special permission. However, we give priority to those families, those children who fall within the income guidelines. But special permission can be requested. It's not guaranteed, but they can request it.
And does Terrebonne Parish accept all of the requests into the classrooms?
Well, what happens is we have to follow the grant funding guidelines, which allows for a maximum of 20 students per class. So we encourage all those families to apply now, because when those classes get full, they're full. We can't go over 20 because of the grant. We review all the applications for income eligibility. Those families who do not fall within that income eligibility, like I said, we do encourage them to apply. However, placement is not guaranteed at a specific school site.
And what are the income guidelines?
The income guidelines, we get the income guidelines from the State Department to determine eligibility. They're updated and posted after February 1st of each year. Proof of income is required for all applications and should be provided for all adults, as Ms. Olson said earlier. Families who are not within the income guidelines are encouraged to apply.
And I know over the past few years, the pre-K program has been evolving. How has it evolved and changed over the years?
Well, several years ago, I think, when for the inception of the program, there were only like 12 classes across the entire district. Last year, we had about 50 classrooms. This coming school year, 23-24, we're going to have 55 across the district. So we're adding an additional 5 classrooms.
That early childhood push, for education is
Yes.
definitely a push. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So what curriculum is used to build successful pre-K students?
We're actually, for the upcoming school year 2023-24, the pre-K classes are going to be adopting a new research-based State Department vetted curriculum. It's called the Frog Street curriculum. It is focused on all the areas of development that are important for 4-year-olds. The state superintendent of education, Mr. Cade Brumley, has set out some goals for the state. The number one goal is to have all of the children ready to learn in kindergarten ready, and we're definitely focused on that. That's our biggest goal in pre-K. So we're going to be putting that into place. All of our teachers have begun training on this curriculum. They will continue their training over the summer and then into the school year, and then we'll launch in August.
And have you had any feedback with the Frog Street program?
They are super excited. The teachers are super excited. We currently have this same curriculum in place in a lot of the child care centers that we work with in the district. Our coaches from our office are very versed in it as well. So our teachers are super excited to launch the same curriculum, so we have some continuity for students coming from childcare into public school pre-K.
And what are some of the benefits of early childhood education?
Well, as I mentioned, that number one goal for having students ready to learn in kindergarten, nowadays we have students that are, 2 parents working in a household. Kids are already being exposed to lots of things prior to being in formal school. Ready for K can mean a lot of things for a lot of different children, and we're ready for those things. Like, we are focused on the individual child coming in. What is ready for K for one may not be the same thing as ready for K for another.
And how do you use technology with the pre-K program?
Well, developmentally appropriate ways we use technology. In other words, we have some games and some tools that kids can utilize in the classroom, definitely with some time limits based on research for children. I think that kids get enough screen time as it is, but we do use some technology with them. We also have in our program currently a family engagement tool. It's called Ready Rosie, and it is based through technology, meaning that resources are sent out to families via text. and they can use these activities with their children. They can communicate with teachers, all focusing on not taking up too much family time, but that parents can initiate these activities at their convenience.
And how can a parent prepare their child for entering pre-K?
Preparing a child for entering pre-K would be being able to dress themselves, being able to go to the restroom and get back dressed, shoes, those kinds of things, listening to adults and being able to follow directions. We're going to work on getting along with our friends, of course, and sharing, and trying to think of more.
A lot of pre-K is a lot of socialization. Mm-hmm. So for those children that maybe are a single child in a family, it's real important for them to have that early socialization. And pre-K does a lot of that.
It kind of builds that foundation and that structure for those later grades.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
I want to thank you for joining us today. That was definitely some good information. And once again, how can our viewers find the information? What's the phone number and what's the website?
Our website is www.tpsd.org. You're going to look for the early childhood programs. Our phone number at the office is 985-879-6400.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the information. I would like to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Don't forget to join us every week on Going Public. Good night.